me talk to you.
I've spoken to Dad on some wrestling reviews. I'm sending that set.
Oh,
And today we're going to be reviewing Double or Nothing. Finally!
yeah. Sorry for the delay. Bit of a
Weather.
bit of a. We've been a little bit under the weather through the house here the last few days, so we're just all recovering and getting back on track. But first, as always, a shout out to our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. Work at living in peace with everyone, and work at living a holy life. For those who are not holy will not see the Lord. Hebrews 12, verse 14. These are questions us Christians ask ourselves: is how can we be more like Jesus?
You can't.
You can't, but you can live towards showing what he can do through your life. So it's very important that you try to live as closely to the ways he's told us to, and through that reflection, we'll bring more people to the word of Jesus. And I think that is one of the most important things a Christian can do. We can sometimes be a little bit judgmental and holier than thou in our way of looking at those who are unchurched or still exploring the idea of faith. So it's important that we find ways to bring those people into the fold and disciple as much as we can. And we do it in every facet of our life. We do it doing our YouTube channel. We do it when we're playing rugby. We do it when we're doing jiu-jitsu. So there's not a moment where Jesus is not front and center. And I've even had people say, "Hey, wait a second, you're kind of like one of those real Christians, aren't you?" So I giggle at that one when people say that. It's like, yeah, he is part of every facet of our life. He is first and foremost in everything that we do, because he is our Lord and Savior. So yeah, that's how we live by. I think that's how all Christians should live by, and there's no better way to image Jesus by then showing the love and grace he shows us towards others. So it's very, very important to do that. But on to...
But first, a shout out to Taurus.
Yes, sorry. Bit of a neck pain from my last session of jiu-jitsu, so not thinking straight. But yeah, Taurus BJJ, Luke and the crew down there.
Because
he's over in the States right now, getting ready for Wells with his daughter and another young lady named Emma. They're going to be representing the club over there, and we hope them all the best in getting some gold and bringing it home onto the big wall of trophies that we have in there at the moment, in it, and medals galore. Very successful. You have got a medal as well. I can see it hanging in the background there. So yeah. But yes, on to Double or Nothing. Wow. What a pay-per-view. Show opened up and the crowd was red hot and it was overflowing. I can't remember ever seeing anything in this Louis Armstrong arena before. I'm not sure what it's used for. I don't know if it's tennis or baseball or something.
It's
tennis. But it looks great. Perfect for professional wrestling. They should do more shows here. It looked great. The setup and everything, everyone coming in, crowd over the top of the entranceway and all that. And we quickly started with the tag.
Pope and Christian Adequate match.
Yeah. How would you rate the match, buddy?
Probably Affinity.
Affinity?
Out of 5.
Yeah, incredible match. Had all the things you want from an I Quit sort of end of feud blow off type thing. Don't know if it truly is the end of feud, but it kind of felt like that redemption, that finally getting over the hurdle when it comes to FTR. If you haven't watched the show yet, unfortunately this is going to be a spoiler. Cope and Cage win the titles.
Yes. And Beth Copeland came out to save Cage, and then FTR lit up a table on fire.
Yeah.
Look.
So it was an I Quit match. There was heaps of things, chair shots. There was
monkey cranks into nuts.
Yeah, there was all sorts of funny stuff. A lot of moments where when they shove the microphone in the face and they're like and say Most of them were rude. Let's be honest. FTR and Cage and Christian Cage love the profanity, unfortunately. But
Superstar.
and so yeah, then we had the crescendo where Stokely was sort of costing.
Holding Beth there, and then Cash was gonna run into like a spear, but then Beth went out of the way and Stokely went through the fire table.
Yeah, so Beth came out to stop Stokely's antics after he was, pretty much costing the guys the wins. That led to her, doing a few big shots. She gets thrown into the steel cage. They set up a table, set it on fire, bring her up on the ring apron. Stokely's holding one side, Dax the other. Cash Wheeler goes to do a spear through the ropes, kind of an ominous move because that's, the Cope and Cage move, the spear.
And then Beth Stokely into it.
Yeah, and Stokely goes through. Nice little. Stokely's on fire for a bit. There's a reason he wore his jacket, obviously, but great spot.
And then in the ring, Cage and Cope had a submission on Dax.
Yeah, that leads to the finish when Beth lifts up these steel stairs and there's Spike, Edge's little spiky toy that he likes to hit people with in those sort of hardcore type matches.
And then he put it on his head while he's submitting it.
Yeah, so he had it in the crossface, but instead of putting it, the crossface across the mouth, he had the spike on the forehead. And he quit pretty quick after that. So we get them with the AEW titles.
See any blood? It's just spots on his head.
Yeah, because he didn't fix it in there. But they know how to work these things. So yeah, great match. Crowd was red hot for it. You got the good guys finally getting those titles. Big moment. Beth Phoenix was quite emotional. So obviously this meant a fair bit to the guys because this is towards the end of their career and they wanted to do stuff together. That's why they were in AEW because they knew they weren't going to get those opportunities in the Fed. So what match did we move on to next? It was a pure wrestling clinic, wasn't it? Okada versus Takeshita. How would you rate this match, mate?
Another affinity.
Yeah, so this was just pure wrestling clinic. They'll just move. Match would go up, match would go down. Okada just played through those moments. You could tell he was running the match, leading the match because he was the ebbs and flows of the timing and stuff. We got the facial expressions from Okada that are brilliant. We had the I'm the senpai, you're the underling, I'm going to rough you up and all this sort of stuff. We had a lot of chants for Don Callis about not liking Don Callis. He was on commentary. He played in it too. He was perfect on commentary talking through these things. We get to the big crescendo where there's just move after move. And then Takeshita gets the win, which I was surprised by. But towards the end there, when he started kicking out the Rainmaker and that, I was like, whoa, okay, we are changing the title here. I think we're having Takeshita's big moment here. He wins. He looks emotional. Okada's a big deal in Japan, so it was probably a big deal. Big deal to the crowd live, big deal to us who watch as well, but a big emotional sort of, maybe a passing of the torch slightly type scenario there.
And then you have a face-off of the Don Callis family and Takeshita.
Yeah, and you weren't happy with some of the...
Comes out.
Kyle Fletcher's music hits. Crowd goes nuts. He stands side by side with Takeshita and sort of, talks down the other Don Callis members. And there's a babyface. There is a babyface pop for a day. And I was like, yeah, I got emotional. I was like, finally, we're getting Kyle Fletcher as the babyface. Yeah, takes him out with a clothesline, beats him up, hits him with the title. They do a beat down with Takeshita. So he sided with Proto Okada instead of Proto Ishida. And we're going to get, obviously, some sort of program probably with Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita, leading into probably some sort of massive match at All In, if I could imagine. I'm not sure what they do with Okada. Maybe Okada gets one chance back at Takeshita and can get it done.
3-way.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we have.
Three-way.
I think we get Okada and Takeshita at Forbidden Door. I think Takeshita holds on still, and then we get Kyle Fletcher at All In with Takeshita. I think that's the big thing there, unless they want him to go back for his TNT title. But many places you can go with this one. Next match.
Champ, something happened.
We'll get to the fun, buddy.
And then it was Athena versus Nina.
Yeah, this was Owen Hart qualifier match, or not qualifier, first round match. Great match between these two. Not a huge. This was this was probably the shortest match on the card.
Yeah.
But they worked hard. They had some great spots. Mina got a lot of offense in, and then Athena pulled out the win. Sort of out of nowhere type thing.
That's like spinning.
Yeah, that's
kind of thing.
The spinning started off the top rope. I can't remember exactly what she calls it. Same finish she used when she was Amber Moon in WWE a lifetime ago again. Personally, I think you put it. I'm worried they're going to put Windsor in the main event because it's all in Wembley. But I really think Athena she should be on the AEW product week to week, and this should be her moment. This should be her.
The wild card should be my name.
Well, that's a logical thing now that you don't have the TBS champion there. But they obviously weren't going to go with that originally, so I don't know who. Maybe they pull in someone from Japan for it. Who knows? What was after this one, mate?
Then it was the Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental is a WWE event, man. You mean international?
Yeah, right.
International title between John Moxley and Fire Room.
Was internationals was Okada's.
Oh, Continental. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the titles in AEW.
Because they got so good names.
Yeah, so this was very much a very, very shoot fight type one.
Yeah.
So that was slow to start, a lot of submissions and all that. Perfectly placed to sort of bring the crowd down, and then they built it up. They got all the shots in, beat each other up like crazy. The match sort of finishes with this. They both got ankle locks on, and it was just Moxley was able to outlast Kyle O'Reilly due to early in the match. Kyle O'Reilly tried to kick him and hit the ring post, so he was sort of. He'd beaten his own because he had the ankle injury throughout the match. He had to tap because
he already defeated himself by that.
Yeah. Then we get everyone out from both sides, the Conglomeration and the Death Riders, both on each other's sides, to make sure they protect their own boy. And then Moxley shakes hands. They shake it off. So Moxley's this real tight line of the Death Riders are heel, but they're not. But Moxley's still
he's kind of like in the middle, like heel face or like baby heel.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good place for Moxley, to tell you the truth, because I don't think maybe faces are right for him. And now we're both guys.
Been babyface before, and he was kind of good at it. Then he was bad guy, and then he was pretty good at it. Then now you have him mixing. That's probably going to be the best.
Yeah, I think the anti-hero type is best for Moxley. What match was after that one, mate? Oh, sorry, what was the rating for the match?
6-7.
And for the Athena match?
5.
5, yep. What was the next match after that one?
The Women's World Championship.
Yep, 4-way match. Plenty of time for this one. Everyone got their spots in. Everyone looked great. Statlander looked big and strong as usual.
But we needed a break.
Yeah, we had a bit of a break for this. I had a walk around the house, did some chores.
We was watching so much good crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then that match was kind of like to calm them down.
Yeah.
Then the end they'll lift them up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, they all got their spots in. We got Sheeta finally showed her true colours by hitting Statlander in the back of the head with the kendo stick when she was about to get the win.
It started when like Sheeta was supposed to hit Jamie Hayter with like a punch, and then Jen Hader quickly ducked, and then it was Chris Statlander that got it.
Okay.
And then it led to Chris Statlander, them punching her. And then when Statlander was going to win, what?
Yeah. Which actually led to Tekla getting the win because everyone else was dealing with each other. So she scrapes out with the pinfall and keeps her title, keeps her reign going. I honestly don't know who takes it off her, but she will definitely be the main event of All In when it comes to the women's.
Yeah,
it's just
she's probably one of the best women wrestlers now.
Yeah, she's quite clearly she's a great champ. Her run's going good. She's got the minions to help her.
The best talker except for MJ.
Yeah. Within the women's bit, she's the best talker. Obviously, apart from Monet, but Monet's not around at the moment. So where do we go from there? Stadium Stampede.
Yes.
Crazy spot match, all over the joint. It'd be hard to run them all down. Just crazy stuff. Tables. There's a Jack Henry tried to run someone over.
Mark Davis.
Yeah, Mark Davis had a makeshift eye injury. Bobby Lashley beating up. What's the big Samoan boy's name?
Loha or something.
Yeah, Tonga Loha.
WWE Tonga.
Yeah.
But it's a Loha something.
Yeah.
Or is it that the other one?
He's they made it all the way to the medical room at the back, and then you had Blackheart, Leo Rush get involved and jumping on top of him as well. So that's a callback to when Bobby Lashley and him were together.
So put that over, and then Lashley went, and he rolled away, and then Leo Rush nearly got choked slam, and then they pushed him all the way back to the ring.
Yeah. So Jericho picks up the win in the end. All the baby faces hit their finishes on who's the other one from the Demand?
I can't remember.
Yeah, the big fella from the Demand.
Not the big one, but the other one.
Yeah. After he saves Ricochet. There's a spot slide before it where all the bad guys are put through tables on the outside with flips from Jericho's one doesn't break, but we'll get back to that in a sec. Then they go all in there to take out Ricochet. Ricochet escapes because his mate pushes him out of the way. He takes the hit and all that and the pin. They all celebrate. It's a great moment. Crowd loves it. And then Jericho jumps through the unbroken table at the end, pointing to the sky as a tribute to Sabu, who used to just jump through tables to celebrate things when he was in ECW. So he did the pointing out to that because Sabu was one of his mates from wrestling days. How do you rate that match, mate?
6-7.
6-7. I was surprised Babyface won. I'm not surprised though that Ricochet didn't get the pin. That allows the a one-on-one match with Jericho to come after this, maybe at Forbidden Door, where Jericho finally picks up his win and moves on to whatever he's all in.
Or you have a crazy match at All In.
Yeah, there's possibilities for it. We then moved into the main event of the evening. What would you rate this one, mate?
Affinities, except for the
Yeah, these two, there's chemistry here. They've had matches before, but this high stakes match made up for anything. If anyone had any doubts about Darby Allin being a main eventer or the quick win on MJF, this alleviated all that. You have a new 3-time WWE AEW champion of the world, MJF. He gets the win. That storyline of Darby Allin just burning on all cylinders, defending twice a week, just going, all the way until he burns out type thing, played heavily into this match. The risk taking, he was taking lots of risks to try and take out MJF. MJF kind of just kept getting reward, just getting out of the way of Darby Allin destroying himself, and that was the storyline. He was just able to survive those spots. Darby Allin did an insane one from the the entranceway, because it was the stadium was above it, all these seats, so they had this makeshift one, and he jumped through, trying to get through the going through the table, and
that had the clippers on it.
Yeah, he got onto MJF in that one, so I thought that was, hey, then he puts him in the ring, gets him with another coffin drop, but MJF still kicks out, and I was like, whoa, okay, and then you get the MJF gets the win at the end with a avalanche tombstone. That finally puts Darby Allin out. Darby Allin was kind of already out. He'd thrown everything. His body had broken down. He tried to do a scorpion deathlock, couldn't hold it, passed out forward because he had the cut on the back of his head. So they played that well. Don't think that was a deliberate cut. I think he would have done the spot with the passing out bit, but because he'd cut his head open, it was a lot more visual and it worked. Just one of those things that just happens. It's just fruit. You use the fruit that you've produced. Gets him up there for the avalanche tombstone. Gets him. We have a new champ. He does the same thing he did with Hangman Page and their blow-off match where he stood on the gurney. They've got him all wrapped up for the gurney because he's got the neck injury. Stands over him with the title, telling everyone to show off. Kevin Knight comes running out. You think to get rid of him, to stop him from doing any damage to Darby Allin. He's standing tall on the ropes pointing at him. He's like, oh, you're a bad guy. Then all of a sudden jumps, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hits Darby Allin with a UFO through the gurney. Oh, look, brutal spot. What a way to get your one spot on the pay-per-view that you're not listed on. You get the final spot of the night to play onto a new story. So I don't know how it goes and why he does it. We'll obviously get that on Dynamite. But yeah, and then you get MJF snickering and like almost proud of him on the top entrance there. So great pay-per-view. AEW's been on. It's just white hot at the moment with its Dynamite, it's TV product, and its pay-per-views. There's not one single match here that didn't feel out of place or didn't work. Sometimes you can criticise them for having one too many gimmick matches in a pay-per-view, especially with these long pay-per-views, but they just worked. For some reason, it just worked. They were far apart. Then you had plenty of clinical wrestling as well with Okada, Takeshita, with Moxley, O'Reilly, with Athena, Mina, even the women's one. There's only one little tiny shenanigan towards the end that was storyline related. So it was brilliant. Brilliant way to do your card, the ups and downs and stuff like that.
That's why it definitely beat the Saturday Night SmackDown.
Yeah. So brilliant pay-per-view. AEW's on a roll. Can't wait for Dynamite. Anything from you, Big Guy?
No. Bang.
God bless you all.
Out of time, so